Kwaminat TV. Promoting African businesses home and abroad. Kwaminat TV. The best and the full way to sell your brand to the world. Kwaminat TV. Promoting African business.
Welcome to Kwaminat TV. Today I'm here at the Global Prayer Center in Teteku. I think this area is called Teteku. And today is African Diaspora Business Center. They make it they had a meeting with Ministry of Future. That is the interview. This is the program that we are going to cover, and we're going to meet a lot of people there. People are going to eat, drink, and talk about citizenship, and also talk about things that the diasporans need in Ghana and where they have to head to. It's interview about everything about diasporans, including the locals. When I say the locals, including the Ghanaians as well. So I think the leader is called Dr. Maulana. Yeah, he is the leader. If you want to join this organization, you see Dr. Maulana. And the thing is, they are here today to discuss about themselves, about Ghana, and about citizenship, and any problem that people has. And some of them, I think, has a birthday which they are going to celebrate. That's why we are here to cover it. So guys, let's go inside the conference room to see what is happening there. Keep watching Kwaminat TV. I'm still the youngest old boy. I love you all.
Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you very much. Continuing on with the program, I think at this juncture, we must give clarity on why we chose this particular date. Now let me just give you a fast track genesis of what has been transpiring over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Ministry of the Future had come upon, as I said earlier, the opportunity to liaison with the owner of this property, which you have just met on the high table, Mary Kim Obani. And Ministry of the Future was going through the metamorphosis of what should we do first, when should we do it? Because you just can't have property like this, and you have the opportunity to do something, and we of the African Diaspora, we are capable of doing so many things. So the issue came up, how are we going to engage and make ourselves meaningful and effective? So the issue was that let's call a town hall meeting. We wanted to do it for Independence Day, but there was not enough time for us to mobilize our community for Independence Day. So we looked at it and said, okay, we'll do it for African Liberation Day, which now they call AU, African Union Day, and that is on the 25th of May. But then I stood back and said, we cannot just sit on this property and not do anything, and we're going to be waiting until the 25th of May. So the long and the short of what I'm saying, we decided to say, hey, 2 of
mother called, what did you do? You answered. When your mother calls you, you answer. So those of us that you see who are here, for whatever you look around and you may think we're here for, we are only here because we have heard the calling of the mother. And so we come back to see what we can do to help. To help. We don't come back begging. We don't come back with our hands held out begging. We rather come back to see what we can do to help as we were stolen away from Africa, and we come back to see what we can do to help in the continuous development of Africa. So if you're here, I understand why you're here, just as well as you understand. So I want to say again, thank you all for being here, and thank you, Dr. Maulana.
Let's give her a hand, please. Sister Anna. Yes. Lift up her leg. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me zero in on a more serious reason why we're here as well. You know, the African of the diaspora, since we did the citizenship grant, of course, Ministry of the Future was the lead player on that in 2016. As a result of Ministry of the Future in the African diaspora community in Ghana engaging His Excellency at the time, John Dramani Mahama, we actually engaged him, and he said to us, if you want citizenship, tell me why you want to be a citizen of Ghana. I mean, this is the head of state. I was in his office with the Honorable Kwesi Kwartey, the head of state there, and he said, write a narrative. The narrative was predicated and written on a two-tier level. The first tier had to do with a moral. I said, Your Excellency, you have a moral obligation to address us who were kidnapped, stolen, and spent 400 years in captivity. You have a moral obligation. And Jesus told the Romans, because they always, when they're going to kill you, they give you the right to speak before they finish you. They say, Jesus said, first of all, you are arresting the wrong man. I fear not you, I fear my Father. And you should be afraid, not of me, but there's someone coming after me that you should be afraid of. And that one that's coming after me will have fire in the eyes. And someone in the audience said, oh prophet, tell us, when is that day? He said, you will know the hour when babies begin to have babies. Little girls begin to have children. We know that we got little girls now at 9, 10 years old, start their menstrual cycle and have delivered children at 10, 11 years old. And they said, tell us more, O prophet. He said, when you know the seasons, when the dry season become the rainy season, and the rainy season become the dry season, you will know that the time is near. They said, oh prophet, please tell us more about this time. And he said, what will break the seal? What will break the seal is when the slave rises from the position of slavery and takes the position of master. And then you will know that the hour is definitely at hand. So I'm only giving you this overview to tell you that we have fulfilled that coming from the sugarcane fields in Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, beaten, stepped upon, sped upon, murdered in the millions, in the cotton fields of Louisiana. But yet, we rose and we rise. Yes. And we even went into the White House to take over the White House. That is how powerful the African genes. We owe that to Mother Africa. Believe me, we owe it to nobody but Mother Africa. Can I get a clap for Mother Africa? And so the head of state said, tell me, what is the second tier? I said the second tier, we have become economically empowered. We have skills that the continent needs. And he said, yes. For those reasons, I will sign executive order for you to get citizenship. I'm telling you the truth. I am not mixing my words. I'm telling you word for word, talking with the president. Now, the unfortunate part was, when that order was given, I was asked to call a meeting at Legon, which I did. And we had over 200 and some diasporans in the meeting. I made the announcement, saying you can get citizenship. Just sign the paper here so I can take the name to the administration. Do you know what they did? They said, oh, they accused me of being self-aggrandizing, that I'm just trying to lift myself. They didn't believe it. That is what slavery can do to you, what we call post-slavery colonial trauma syndrome. I'll repeat it, post-slavery colonial syndrome. Here the gate was open, and they said, I don't believe it. The gate is open. No. Where are we going to go? So they didn't believe it. So only about, I think it's about 25 or 30 of them signed up for it. Anyway, the long and short of that was after they signed up for it, it came to be a reality. And when the ceremony did come on and they got their citizenship, that other 200, 300 started running and said, can we get on the bandwagon? Can we get on the bandwagon? I said, it's too late, Charlie. The door is closed. So the moral of this story is this, that we of the African diaspora are here for reasons, not vacation. We are not here as vacationers. We are not here as cash cows. We are here effectively as spiritual African people who are of this jump, shout, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. You know, do that. So that is coming out a little bit later. But I would like to acknowledge a couple more in our community because we got some very intelligent brothers and sisters in our community that are entrepreneurship inclined. And I would like for them to come up and to introduce their project briefly to the audience, give the audience your contact, and I'm going to call on our dear brother who I've known for over 25 years, and I respect the man because the man has kept his family together. Any man coming from Babylon and has kept his family together, brother, you got to bow and say, you are really a man, because it's not easy in Babylon to keep your family together. Am I right or am I wrong? So I'd like to call Brother Uriel. Let's give Uriel a hand. Come up and talk about the business. Tell them about your directory, your business directory that you have, and let the people know, Uriel. Let's give the brother another hand, too.
Wow, look like a packed house here. I'd like to thank you all for coming out, and my name is Uriel, aka Larry Manny, and as Dr. Maulana has said, I just launched directory, and I call it Diaspora D. And so I launched the directory so we can have a platform where the diaspora and even the Ghanaians as well, brothers here on the ground, can share ideas and events, businesses, and what have you. And basically, it's real simple. I mean, I have a free listing, and of course, I have a premier listing that you can pay and get a lot of perks. Like you can get videos put on there relating to your business or organization, and then there's free listings as well. And you can, I even have a classified where if you want to sell something, you can sell it on a directory. And even today, when people are coming here having problems, I have it listed where you can, there's a map that'll bring you right to the door from wherever you are in Ghana. So, and it's pretty easy to like get a connection with the diaspora directory rather. And I'd like to give out the address, which is www.thediasporand.com. And if anybody that's interested in becoming part of the directory, you can always call me. I don't have my number now on me because I don't know by heart. But I do have flyers that I'll pass out to everyone that's interested. And if you don't even have a business, I think it'll serve your purpose because the interest of places of interest in Ghana, restaurants, hotels, I mean, it's pretty much everything I think that would interest us will be in the directory. So I would encourage everybody to like go check it out, download the app, and just enjoy it. And so, without further ado, all I can say is thank you for showing up, and see you in the directory.
We must acknowledge all of the soldiers, the heroes and heroes. Am I saying it right? Heroes? Is that the way? Yeah. Men and the women in our community. Wherever you find a king, you shall find a queen. Now, I want to call out, because see, our people have a tendency, and listen to me very carefully. I don't know whether it's 400 years of our captivity that has made us like this. We have a tendency not to respect those who have come before us and who have cleared the pathway to make it easier for you to come. We must have this connectivity always, and the chain must not break. I would like to acknowledge and have them to come up to the high table, brothers who I have met in Ghana as early as 1990, brothers who have been endeavoring to come here and cultivate the land. That's one thing that I can say about all of the diaspora. Now, I'm not trying to be
thanks for such a resilient man. He's up in age now, so I'm calling on the younger generation to connect with us, to continue. A man is like a tree that is planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in due season. That is my testimony to all of us, that when we are in America, we live in big cities, but it's because we were at the plantation in Louisiana. We were at the plantation in Mississippi. Not working for ourselves, working for some white people who also took us from here, like Doc said, with collaboration with our greedy brothers and sisters, and spent generation upon generation working for someone. No, I have worked for myself. I planted a grain of corn. When I came to Ghana, no yellow corn. Yellow corn is all over now. I brought one plum stick from Jamaica. We have plum all over Ghana. So I'm saying to you now, whatever we do, it's going to take time. Whatever they have done to us also took a lot of time. So a lot of us are not mentally ready right now. So I would encourage us now to plant more trees. I want to make it mandatory that every time it rains, we plant as much trees as we can. Me, myself, I would like to green the Sahara. I have enough for myself. But what about our children? And our children, and our children. The deception about the religious thing is too much. We're not going to go die and go to heaven in no Jesus' name. Not that Jesus, not that blue-eyed guy there. And the education what we have gotten is also still in us. We still have those European values. Yeah? And I give thanks for African brothers who are on the land, because this land is so big and vast. For them to hold it up till today, give them a big hand. Now, also I would like for each and every one here to be invited to where I stay. I live on 12 acres of land. And I'm lonely there. It's peaceful and nice, but I'm lonely. Yeah? Very lonely. It's too much for me. Yeah? And Africa, if I am just on 12 acres, China could hold in Africa, US can hold in Africa, all the world can hold, then why we are poor? We have all the gold, we have all the diamond. Nobody inside here is wearing gold. What's the matter? What's the matter? Anyway, a day at a time. Yeah, don't waste time. Selassie said in a speech, he said that man has made bomb big enough to destroy the world, but he has control over it. But one thing you don't have control over is time. So I'm begging my brothers and sisters, don't waste not even the minute of it for these few words.
Thanks a great opportunity to be here. Thanks Dr. Maulana, thanks Bridget, sisters, them, Nico and them. Africa poor because we outside. We are wealth. We are the wealth. Not gold and money. Human wealth. That's what Africa wants. That means they want we come home. We come do something. We are the human wealth. Millions will not if we come up after now, look at it. We are the human wealth. So we welcome the human wealth after. We weak because if you have a man and you drain him blood for 400 years, it must get weak. That's why Africa weak. Because they drain the blood, they teeth it, and lynch it, and burn it. They don't get weak. So when the blood come back home, when the blood come back home, we don't man. Just bring over the blood man. What about money? Money will come. Gold there, diamond there. Who know what? Who know what? Human wealth of creation. Respect. Love and joy. Alright?
Thank you again. Let's give them a hand, please. But before I get to that, I would like to call my co-business partner to come up. The man is a building engineer, land developer, and he really is spoiled. He's spoiled, what you call a spoiled little boy. But he's a big man now. And I say spoiled because Daddy left him over 4 billion cities of the estate after he passed. And this little bitty boy, who I knew about 15, 20 years ago, now is a big man. But I would like to bring him up. He owns property all over Ghana. He builds houses. He built the Kaswa, a part of the Kaswa over here. That's what he's doing. So without further ado, I would like for you to come up and introduce yourself and your project. Brother Abdul.
I'm really short of words because whenever I'm around Dr. Maulana, I get inspired. He has been telling us about his work, his prophethood, the work he was doing for Mother Africa, the divine work. He believed he was doing a prophetic work. And as young people, we didn't understand him. But one time, I went somewhere and the person told me that, do I know there's a man doing A, B, C, D? And I said, which man? And his name was mentioned. So, when you are around men of God like him, who is out on a divine purpose, it's always a blessing. So we are blessed to see Dr. Maulana standing in front of us today. We might see him as an ordinary man, but I can tell you he's not an ordinary man. He's on a divine mission. Give it to him now, and not tomorrow. And I also want to assure him that the legacy he has left, the good works he's doing, I want to assure him that we are there to take after him. The battle continues. In my culture, my people have a saying that God never put a load on a child's head that he knows the child cannot carry that load. Whatever they are bringing, we can overcome. But we need dedicated people like Dr. Maulana. And some of us have been with him for over the years, and we are ready for the job. We will liberate our country, whether hook or crook. And those of you who have come from the diaspora, I want you to know you've laid a foundation that the unborn generation and the young ones, because tomorrow, the young ones who will come, they will have a history to tell. Those who are here, your descendants will come. So you should make efforts by conscientizing those over there, so that the education will go down. You know, sometimes when you come, you feel okay, you feel like my elder who just left, you have a 12-acre farm, and you are there alone. Why don't you pass the message out there so that more Africans, Americans can join us? I'm doing a program at the university, and we were doing the project work on the diaspora, contribution of the diaspora. But one of the problems we realized is that we have what you call neo-colonialism, which Nkrumah spoke about. Our leaders today seem to have problem accepting our brothers from the diaspora. They don't welcome them. Look at the year of return. Look at the confidence, the way the African American community mobilized, but the reception was not encouraging. So I want you to know the work is not done yet. The battle is still going on. The African is not free. Like my other said, we collaborated. Greedy Africans collaborated with the West to sell our people. That is okay, but I would say foolish Africans. The person don't even know his left from his right to be greedy. Greedy is someone who knows what he wants and he goes out all out to get it. So we should make efforts in spreading education. Right now, as we speak, we have a very bad educational system that is teaching us away from ourselves, and it's so bad that young people today are ready to kill someone for money. We don't care about ourselves anymore. The land we are talking about, we are selling all the land to Chinese. The situation is so bad, so we shouldn't sleep over it. Every little effort we get, we should spread the message out there, so that, because knowledge, I know, is power. Like our Dr. Maulana always says, we have a slogan, proper knowledge. Proper knowledge, everybody say power. Proper knowledge. Power. Proper knowledge. Power. Sankofa. Say go back to your Sankofa. Yes. When I was with Dr. Maulana many years ago, asked him, sometimes he will give me transportation to go home. He coaches me, advises me. He's like a father to me. He's my intellectual father. You know, he gives me direction. But I can tell you, all of a sudden, I was able to get out there and make it. Why? Because I had the knowledge. I was conscious. Nobody could bully me. I know what I wanted. All my colleagues that from JSS secondary school to university up to now, none of them have the audacity to challenge the system. None of them have the audacity. For my business, I can go to a bank and take a loan of $1 million. But some of them, when you tell them to even, they just can't imagine a young person holding 1 million cities. That is too big for them. That is what the educational system has done to us. We've been told we are nobody, we can't make it. The white man have to bring it. There have to be some aid from somewhere. So the African is even in a worse position than the African American, because the African American have seen it with his eyes. But the African here have not seen it, he's been told. So thank you very much. Those of you God bless you for not allowing yourself to be deceived by the cosmetics of Babylon, but coming down here to help us build North Africa. Thank you very much. Now, on the last note, regarding the estate property, yes, it's true we are into construction and estate development. We have a couple of lands around the Miniba area, and it's specifically for the diaspora community and the medical teachers and doctors, those who want to do long-term investment in that area. We have a plot of land only for $5,000, including documentation. Now you can start by paying it bit by bit, and also we do estate development at a very minimal cost. Sometimes we look at your budget, not necessarily the estimate we have or the cost we have. We have 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, and ask them how you want it. We have a 5-year installment plan where you can be paying. We can build a property for you. You stay in and you will pay in installment for 5 paid in installment within a 12-month period. So we have this project for the diaspora community. And any other projects, any other investments or inquiry you want to do in Ghana, any business you want to do, we are also available to give you free consultancy service. That is for free. If it's money you want to go into, we know where we can take you to access proper information. If you want to invest in education, we know where to take you. If you want to invest in any other field, we know the appropriate authorities to take you one-on-one for you to access the information that you need. So welcome home once again, and God bless you all. So my contacts will be on the Ministry of the Future platform. Doctor will put my details there later, so that anybody who wants to contact, that's okay.
We go back a long time. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, let's get back. Without further ado, I wanted us to accelerate. One of our brothers just came that I mentioned about his birthday. Let's give him a hand. We're not going to have to go to his birthday to do it. Palmer, Abraham, Palmer, stand up. His birthday. I have a special guest who is coming, and I would just like for him to give a brief words of encouragement and solidarity with the cause that we are representing. I would like to call up the lawyer, my dear friend, just come up and give some salutations to the crowd. Brother lawyer, John Apia. John Apia. I don't mean to put him on the spot, but he was educated. He's a Ghanaian. He did his law degree at Howard University in the U.S. He did his...
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Maulana. It's a great pleasure for me to see African Americans, members of the diaspora here. Not only African Americans, because we also have those from the Caribbean. And like has been said before, this is the Motherland. And we are all invited. The mother is calling to his children who have been taken away for years, centuries, to come back. To come back for all of us to build a better place so we can stay. If we don't come back, who else will come and do it for us? So thank you, and then we need to send the messages out to educate others so that they all come back and join you. Thank you very much.
Let's give him a hand again, please. So, if you have any legal problems, land disputes, immigration problems, he can solve them. So I'm telling you that right now. Nobody should be really at risk in the African diaspora. We have too many resources for people who can help us. So ladies and gentlemen, moving right along, as I said, I want to give a brief overview about the citizenship update, because mostly all of our people who are coming, they want to know how can they get their Ghanaian citizenship. But without further ado on that, I just want to speak to the most important issues that we normally have to deal with. You can do nothing in this world. There are no more free lunches. There are no free lunches anywhere in the world. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like for us to have an interlude right now, and I would like to take a donation. That is to say, for this worthy cause of what we are doing. And we are trying to contribute to this particular center. And we need your help. And really, I'm giving you a plea right now. We should not pass up this grandiose opportunity. As Africans of the diaspora, we should look at this opportunity so that we can have our own center, so that we can have a place where we can meet without fear, without favor. We can have a place to meet where we can strategize. We can have a place to meet where when you come from the U.S., come from the Caribbean, condition. Room furnished in a secluded area where nobody is going to be stepping on your toes. So we of the African diaspora should work tediously to support this particular center. That's what I'm saying. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, like I said, there are no free lunches anywhere in the world. I would like for us to take a collection, donation, and I would like for us to give from our heart. So we will have the sisters to walk around to ask you to donate to the program. And as they say on the Christian podium, give for the sake of Jesus. Give for the sake of the ancestors. Give for the sake of our tomorrow. Give, please. Help us to move forward. So you just, Nicholas, put on Osalisa. Please. Would you please give? No matter how much, whether it's one pet spot, it still makes a difference. Whether it's 2 pet spots, whether it's 100 pet spots, give from your heart. Because we need to support this center. Yes, you
Later on during the program, we're going to have one of our own who is an artist. She goes by the name Koyo, also known as CD Sesta. She'll be performing later. If she's here, can you please be on your feet so we acknowledge you? It's Koyo here. All right. Thank you. Thank you. We look forward to your performance later. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me do this before we have the closing remarks. But I'm just looking out, and I didn't recognize that he was here. I want to give acknowledgement to Brother Haile. Are you in the audience? Well, let's stand up here and see Haile. Brother Haile, yes, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. This is a brother I've known from 1991. So we go back, just like the other brothers, Zeb and my Lord. Thank you for coming, Haile. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want us to make a move, but before we make that move, I want to talk about citizenship update. Because many of our people, not only here, but many of our people worldwide in the global African diaspora community want to know about the dynamics of Ghanaian citizenship. First of all, I would like to let you know that Ministry of the Future, I myself, I am the founder and the CEO of Ministry of the Future, Dr. Maulana. It is through the efforts of the works of this organization that we have been able to make a game changer encourage you, join Ministry of the Future, because we know how to open the doors. We know at the highest level to talk to government, even to the head of state, and they listen. If you think the year of return fell from the sky, Charlie, you are dreaming. If you really think the year of return fell, the year of return came about of the sacrifice that those of us who have been here, and I can give names. I can give names to Sister Agnes, her late husband, Nana Ben, myself, and the Free Opera movement that was a part of engaging government throughout the 90s. Telling government that we want the right to return. Starting with J.J. Rawlings. Then starting with John Ajikun Kufuor. Then starting with John Fifi Atta Mills. Then John Dramani Mahama. And finally landing with His Excellency Akufo Addo. That is how the year of return has come. It has become with the educational outreach, the educational advocacy. If you don't tell Africans what you want, you cannot assume that they know what you want. I'm telling you, you have to tell them what you want, and they will begin to listen and hear. So we, a Ministry of the Future, we move without fear nor favor. I encourage you, join Ministry of the Future to become a member, to benefit from the amenities, to benefit from the next batch that's going to get citizenship. How many of you in the audience who are not Ghanaian citizens of the diaspora, how many of you would like to have Ghanaian citizenship? It's only two? Well, most of you already got your citizenship. If I'm not mistaken, Brother Zebi, he's a Ghanaian citizen. Brother Haile, he's a Ghanaian citizen. My Lord, he's a Ghanaian citizen. So it doesn't matter to you. You're already a Ghanaian, okay? And I said, what do you think? How do you feel of being a Ghanaian citizen? Can somebody who is a Ghanaian citizen just tell the audience in a couple of words? How do you feel by being a Ghanaian citizen as opposed to not being a Ghanaian citizen? It makes no difference. What difference does it make, Sister Anna?
Well, it gives you a sense of being able to finally have a belonging. There's a sense of belonging when you can make that connection with your motherland. It's a sense of I am where my mother wanted me to be. Although I was sent, my ancestors were sent away, I am now back where I'm supposed to be, here at home on this continent. And it makes a difference. There are a lot of things that needs some adjustments here. A lot of things. All of you all know about it. I can say I haven't had water running in my house for 6 weeks. And I got a water bill. I got a water bill. I haven't had any for 6 weeks, but that's okay. What I learned of the 22 years that I've been here is that I just needed to buy a great big old water tank. That's all. So you learn a lot while you're here. to be able to invest $500,000 US. That's what you would have to be able to invest to open up a business if you were not a U.S. citizen. And that, if you were not a Ghanaian citizen, and that is not the case. And even though they often say now that you can go into partnership and you can do this for like $300,000, but how many people do you see on the street selling different things? We see many, 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 many people everywhere selling all kinds of goods, everything.
I just want to say, you can't be a sole trader either. As a diaspora, you won't let you be a sole trader. You cannot open a business entity with a sole trader. I just wanted to add, you cannot set up a sole trader entity as a non-citizen. That's what I mean to say.
Yes, one more thing too. When you're not a citizen, you can't own land. Main thing that you get indentured documents. When you're a citizen, you get freehold documents. That means you become a landowner. That's the greatest difference in the world. Yeah.
Well, how I feel as a citizen is that once I used to say, you, we, and them. No, I don't say we and them anymore. To pick up the garbage in the street is also my responsibility. It's my country. It's my environment. It's no more the Ghanaians and me. No, I am a Ghanaian. Right.
Right.
Are yet to get their Ghanaian citizenship. The list that is circulating of the 126, you must know that that list comes out of Ministry of the Future. It is Ministry of the Future's list. But the list has been hijacked. I won't go into it, but let it run its course. I'm just saying, we want to see that those who were eligible to get citizenship in 2019, but they did not vote to get the clearance, that they are still eligible today. Now, if there's anybody in the audience that went through the vetting committee to get Ghanaian citizenship in 2019, but did not get their certificate, you should see Ministry of the Future, because we're going forward to get closure on that. And then those of you who are not Ghanaian citizens, and a requisite to being a citizen of Ghana 0549-848-603. 0549-848-603. Now, I would like to say this before we close, that our dear brother Abdul, who was up here enunciating on the properties that he has for sale, and he does. He's a very honest brother, and we don't want to see nobody get hoodwinked on land, because land in Ghana is very, very tricky and slippery, believe me. You know that? Don't let nobody hoodwink you to come to sell you no land and tell you, oh, no problem, no problem. That's nonsense. But Abdul has land. He's a very honest young brother, and he has made the offer for you to engage him. His telephone number is what? 0 what? 0241-933-045. So, ladies and gentlemen, I may have forgotten some of you in the audience. Please forgive me. I beg if I forgot to acknowledge you. But we're coming for the protocol part. We're coming to an end here. Now what we want to do, we want to go out and enjoy the music, the fresh air, and enjoy the food around the food court. If there is any comment that you feel or commentary that has not been dealt with or subject before I close in here, please let me hear you speak. If there's anything that needs to be said, yes, Ernie.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maulana. I would just like to say that I'm really very grateful of the effort that you have been putting into this whole citizenship deal. We've been working long and hard. You can wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, look on your phone, and he's on the line. So I just want to personally say that I thank you. And I'm sure there are others too who would like to thank you for the efforts, the diligence that you have put into this. If you have not gotten any thank yous or any accolades, can we all give him a big round of applause?
Thank you, African ancestors. That's who I thank. My African ancestors. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, let me tell you, what is to be shall be. Nobody can change what God and African ancestors have ordained. Kul fayakun. What is to be is to be. And the African ancestors wrote it in stone. They put it in stone. In Egypt, I have been there. I spent 6 months on Giza Plateau studying the pyramid, and they said it would eclipse around 2017. They said the West would begin to fall. It's on the pyramid. And they said there will be no more. Their power will be gone. And the children who were captives will be coming back to the roots of where they come from. And they will come with great skills and great substance. So you're not dealing with no Joe Blow when our people come back. You're dealing with people who have been through the fire. We know what it means to build a nation. We know what the pain of being evil. We're not coming back with evil. We want to rid our people of these evil thoughts and bring love and happiness and positive things to our people. So, ladies and gentlemen, our time has come. But many of our people do not know that our time has come. And I would like to leave you on this note. This center that the Honorable Nana Ken Obani, the man sitting back there in white. He is the owner of this 58 acres, and he has another 200 acres. Correct me if I'm wrong. He has said it, and he has said it by the gospel. He wants the African diaspora to have that 200 acres in Salon that he is developing. So we have Ghanaians who want to make land genuinely for us to settle on. And I think that we should give this man an applause seriously for him to make land. And I say also, let us not leave here like our people normally do. This is not a talking shop. This invitation to you, even though it's a mini luncheon, it is not intended for you to be in a talking shop. I want you to go home with substance. And that is to say, let us support this particular effort in this center. MOF cannot do it all alone. Ministry of the Future, I and whoever, we can't do it alone. This is a collective effort. You need to tell your friends, your kid, your kin, all of them, to help support Ministry of the Future to open the door wider for more of our people to come home. And we can start right here at this particular center. Is that asking too much? No. How many of you are willing to help support our efforts in this center? Let me see the hands. Let me see the hands. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Yeah! We must support this, and we must not just talk, because we got many of our people just run off at the mouth like they got diarrhea. And we have a saying that diarrhea of the mouth causes dehydration of the brain. Diarrhea of the mouth causes dehydration of the brain. You understand me? So put your money where your mouth is. Don't make any commitments and talking about you're with us, and then when we come and ask you to contribute, you look at us like we're foolish. I don't want to deal with nobody like that. A person like that is not serious. They are superficial. We don't need no superficial people coming among us. We need people of substance. We're tired of dealing with the superficial Negroes, Necropians. We're tired of dealing with them. Enough with the post-slavery, colonial, trauma syndrome. Take it back to America. That's where it belongs. Because it's getting ready to go up in smoke. If you think it's not getting ready to go up in smoke, make a telephone call to Vladimir Putin and ask him. He will tell you. So you better be making a plan. If you do not have a plan to move, then you will fail. You better be making a plan, because the Mexican has made a plan. He's going to run back to Mexico. The Irish are going to run back to Ireland. The British intend to run back to Britain. The Italiano intend to run back to Italy. Where is the African American going to go if you have not made a plan to come back to Africa? This is the only home that we got. We gave the world, as Count Baldwin, a French scholar in the 1800s, said, the very language that Europeans got. Africa gave them speech. We gave them speech. I'm telling you, we gave the European and the world everything that they got. So if you want to talk, talk that talk and walk that walk. If not, get off the stage. There's no room for hot air. Ladies and gentlemen, upon saying that, I'm going to bring the meeting to a close. I would like everybody to thank again Dr. First Susan Alford, the president of the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce. It's going to let us continue with this momentum. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God Almighty and the African ancestors bless us in eternity. Amen. Hallelujah. Let's go to the food court work.
We up all night to get some. We up all night to get some. I'm up all night to get some. We up all night to get lucky. We up all night to get lucky.